Hi to everybody, people of Just Radio. This is Daniele Battaglia, and I welcome you to Stardust, our English show that from this year turns into a podcast format. And for this reason, we changed something, but we are not going to stream live like we used to do before. But we do this recording format now, and for this reason, we changed everything. But I hope you will enjoy and like as you used to do before. Well, unfortunately, for this first episode of the podcast, we have to talk about something bad that happened around the world, or to say better, something bad happened in the United States of America. And obviously, as you can understand from the title of this episode, episode 1, I can't breathe. I am talking about the murder of George Floyd. Well, that's absolutely something wrong what happened. I think everybody agree with this. And what makes it so worse is the situation that everything has been created by a policeman. Well, the policeman, as everybody knows, is supposed to save people, to protect us, and unfortunately what happened shows something absolutely at the opposite side of this statement, and that's not so nice, if we can say so, that some people like that guy that I don't want to say his name. I just want to remind to everybody else the name of the victim, that is George Floyd. But that's very something bad that a man that is supposed to protect the other people used to do some kind of abuse like he did to George Floyd. Everybody and many other people around social media on these days has talked about racism, about abuses by some police agents around, not just around the United States territory, but also around the world. That can happen. But unfortunately, for the data I have read on internet on the last days, it seems that many people that is enforced about army, that can be our regular army or every kind of police in the United States, feels like they are like a Rambo, Terminator, Robocop, and they can go over the limit of the army they represent. So this is something very wrong, and for what we can see, nice people, by the way, innocents, are taking part on the mind, on the design that these strange people used to do around the day, the work shift they have to do, and somebody like George Floyd at the end of this game pays something like his life because somebody else feels superior, feels like is the savior of I don't know who, but in reality he should be a savior, but I talk about the policeman, of course, but not like that, not acting like a judge on the street and taking the breath away from another man with no reason. I can understand when there is something like a gunfight, there is something extremely dangerous, you try to protect yourself, to save your life, to save the life of other people around you, and to stop the bad guys that are turning on this firefight. But in another situation like happened to George Floyd, nothing of this occurred. Well, so something like the George Floyd murder is really something that we have to stop as soon as possible. I'm sorry if this podcast is sounding like a kind of accuse to somebody else, and maybe it is, but honestly, we have to stop a moment, think about what happened, and realize what is the truth. I mean that we can't just stay along this situation now, and then forget about what happened. We have to keep in mind to dodge this situation in future. So the situation that has occurred to George Floyd was something horrible, and I really hope this will not happen anymore. But I know that's not so easy. It's not just to say something like this that it won't happen anymore. So right now we have to do something, and if it's possible, also if my voice is just one voice in the ocean, I could suggest to the police of the United States and also about every other country in the world, maybe to put more attention when they assess somebody to join the police or not. I have a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, that is a policeman in Italy, and I know he puts his life on the line every day, really, seriously, because he goes on the street and he puts his life on the line together with other guys with him to protect other people. But I know he never was able to do something like this, like what happened to George Floyd, because taking away the breath to another living human being is something crazy if it's not necessary, because there was as I said, not a war, not a firefight contest around the street. So my podcast today has been dedicated to George Floyd because I really hope that nobody else in future will have to say again, I can't breathe.